My channel. Today's episode looks a little different. I'm actually sitting out on my porch. Chad is at a men's night. They are watching The Godfather and eating pasta, and so your girl is chilling at the apartment. And honestly, this is my favorite time of night to come out here. It's beautiful. There's a little breeze, and I love just getting out my study Bible and reading. And so I really don't have direction for this video. I just figured I'll come out here with the camera, and if God downloads something to me, then I'll try to download it to you guys, but I do want you to see this view. If you're new to my channel, my biggest hope is that you just feel like you are sitting out here today on the patio with me and we're just having some girl talk. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe and hit the notification button so you know when I come out with new videos. So one of the biggest questions I actually get on my Instagram is, so if you're not following me, it's at Tori Masters. How do you develop your relationship with God? How do you get closer to God? How do you love Jesus more? And genuinely, it's about spending time with him and setting aside time to get to know him, just like you would if you're developing a new friendship or developing a new relationship. You're gonna want to spend time with them. And I think it's really easy for us to just kind of get our fix from church or listening to podcasts or listening to someone else's sermon. But what's really important is intimacy with God. So that alone, one-on-one time that you have with him, where he can download his own message to you directly that speaks to your heart. And it doesn't always have to be this secondhand message. It can be a direct deposit. A lot of people say, well, I don't know how to hear from God. Or, well, how do you hear from God? Because I've never heard him. And everyone hears God uniquely. For me, a lot of times with worship music, so normally I'd actually have worship music on just very lightly in the background while I'm doing my devotion time. So I really connect through music. If you didn't know, I grew up a dancer, and so music has always just been a big part of my life. But it's also going into a devotion like session or time with an expectancy to hear God. It's almost like, you know, when you're car shopping and you're like, oh, I like this car, and then you end up seeing them everywhere on the road. It's just like your eyes are open to it. You're more aware. So it's more about an awareness of God in your devotion time. Like, God, I know you're here right now. I know you want to speak to me. So I'm gonna read this expectant for you to move, expectant for me to hear from you. And yeah, so I feel like that is a way that I connect with him. And I always feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I almost didn't film a video tonight, and I've been kind of putting it off because just me. I just overthink a lot of things. Got myself in a little tizzy, a little funk, and I just wanted to lay on my couch and do nothing and sit in my self-pity, which I don't suggest. And instead, I looked outside and really just felt like God was calling me out here. And I don't know whether I'll even post this video or not. I just felt like he was calling me out here for a reason. So I'm gonna open up. Oh, and if you wanna know, how do I know where to start or when I start reading or whatever, y'all, a lot of times I'll just open it. This is one of my favorite study Bibles. My friend Nicole suggested it a while back, and I have loved it. It has honestly changed my one-on-one time with Jesus, because there's devotions kind of all throughout it. It's not just devotional, it's not just a Bible, it's both. So I feel like I always start with the devotion, and then I kind of read the backstory of where that devotion came from, etc. But what else is cool about it is in the beginning, it has an index, so you can say, okay, I'm really struggling with my emotions today, or I'm really struggling with walking in faith, or I'm really struggling on depending on God, or I'm really struggling with loneliness. And there's actually different devotions that go along with all of that. And so sometimes that's how I start too, is just, I'm really struggling with this. Like, I wonder what the Bible says about this topic in particular. Okay, so I'm gonna read the devotion to you guys. This one is close to God's heart, which I thought was kind of appropriate because this video is how do we get closer to God. So it says in Isaiah 40:11, he will feed his flock like a shepherd. He will carry the lambs in his arms, holding them close to his heart. He will gently lead the mother sheep with their young. And then it has a really sweet love letter, so this would be as if God was talking to you. And I like that. Beloved daughter, I will neither fail you nor abandon you. You may experience deep feelings of loneliness in this world. Even my son Jesus had moments of loneliness while he walked the earth. But in these moments, you will discover me. Your heart will be at peace knowing that I hold you close to me every moment of every day. You will never be so far away that I can't find you and bring you back. When you call to me, I will come, catch your tears, and tenderly comfort you. I will bring you back to my presence where you can feel safe and secure. Love, your Heavenly Father. And then it has a reflection. So this reflection was, we all have times where we feel alone. God does use people to be an extension of his love, but ultimately he wants to be connected to us. The next time you think that you're alone, remember the one who created the world and holds you in his loving arms. You are never far from God. So I just love that, because if you know me, if you're a friend of mine, you know that I tend to not like being alone. I'm like with people all the time. So I've really recently started enjoying time by myself. I feel like the Lord's teaching me that I have to be alone sometimes. Like I need time with just him to recharge, to refuel, to be re-inspired, because I don't want to bring you guys just secondhand messages either. I want to be inspired by God. So slowly getting out of my funk. And I think that that's kind of the big takeaway, is just, if you ever are feeling down, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling abandoned, if you're feeling scared, cry out to him. Because he says he is near to the brokenhearted, and he will comfort you in times of need. And you know, it's super unfortunate that the only thing we're promised in this world is trouble. But the good news is that he is so close in those times and so tangible. And sometimes those times are my favorite because I feel him the most in those moments. Yeah, I don't know exactly what this message is about, but I hope it just encourages you to spend more time with Jesus one-on-one, get to know him, get to know his heart just like you would get to know a girlfriend or boyfriend. He'll start revealing things to you. You are who you surround yourself with. You start becoming more like who you surround yourself with. And that doesn't mean you're just like each friend individually, but who do you spend the most time with? You're gonna start showing some of the attributes that they show. And so for me, it's like, well, dang, I want to spend as much time with God as possible, because then I'm gonna start showing more love, showing more grace, showing more patience. The more I spend time with God, the more I'm going to shine his attributes, the attributes that he carries, that it's so hard for us to carry because that's not our natural inclination. Our bodies are actually bent towards sin. And so the more we hang out with people who are pressuring us or not spending time with Jesus and giving into their sin, the more we're likely to do that as well. Yeah, I hope this video encourages you just to spend some more time with Jesus whenever you stop watching this video and just see what he has to say. So I hope you guys can hear, there's like helicopters flying, and this is not my normal setting, and I know it's super blue, but this is me. This is no makeup, breaking out, just got out of a funk, Tori. But I want to be real with you guys. I am not going to be that YouTuber who just puts it on for the camera. I want to be real. I want to be authentic always with you. I just want to encourage you that God is near and he wants to talk to you. He wants to be close to you. He is there. You just have to open your eyes and have the awareness and ask him to show himself. Something that I do a lot in prayer is just pray for my spiritual eyes to be open so that I go about my day looking for divine appointments and where is God in this. And it's just it's so much more fun to live that way, to see God in everything, because he created everything. So why shouldn't we see him in everything? I mean, right now I'm looking at a palm tree and a mountain, and I just watched the sun go down. I don't think it's truth. It says it in the Bible, only fools question whether or not there is a God. Like, God makes himself known. And so, yeah. And if there's any topics that you would like me to touch on or share, just let me know in the comments below. I read all your comments. Y'all are the best. Y'all are so sweet. Okay, y'all, so I am back inside. It's real dark out there now. I feel like Lori Lee, the love sloth, is just staring at me, and that y'all should probably meet her. This is Lori Lee. She says that you should thumbs up this video and like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. Yeah! Something else I would love is I read all my comments, and if you guys have any prayer requests, make sure to comment those below. I'm gonna be writing all of them down and adding them to my little prayer closet, so love you guys.